What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world? And in this video, I'm breaking down fights that will never happen, dream matchups that we'll never get because of something else, because of family members, because of people that are brothers, okay? Fights that just would never happen, okay, no matter what, even though they should low-key happen so we could see who's better, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. By the matchups, you'll know what I'm trying to get at. But first of all, before I say all that, thank y'all for 200 subscribers. It means a lot to me. Thank y'all so much. I'm grateful for each and every one of y'all making this all come true. I'm making these videos, and I love that you guys enjoy them. So thank you so much. And yeah, let's get straight into it. All right. Oh, and by the way, if there's any matchups that would never happen that you don't see on this list, because I only have 3 fights right here, so this is probably going to be a shorter video. So put them down in the comments below so I can make a part 2 to this, because I really want to, because I like making videos like this. Dream fights that we'll never get. First of all, let's get into one of the biggest fights that you could ever make. Okay, Islam Makhachev versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Who would win between these two? My personal opinion, because we never know. Okay, you don't know how a fight's going to go down until it actually happens. But my personal opinion between these two, personally, I got Islam. Alright, and hear me out why. Alright, hear me out why. So they both have that Dagestani wrestling, and Khabib, you know, his strong suit was getting people down, getting them to the cage, beating them up, taking them into deep waters and submitting them, or just destroying them over a course of 5 rounds so they don't have any space to breathe. But could he do that to Islam? I don't think so, alright? I don't think so. I think Islam would have great takedown defense. I think even if he did get Islam down, he's not going to cause that much damage. He's not going to be that much of a submission threat. Islam has enough of a grappling stance to defend against Khabib, defend against any of his attacks on the ground, and I think this would be mainly a stand-up battle. Okay, mainly a stand-up battle. Even if Khabib got Islam to the ground, I think he wouldn't have much success with any damage or submission. So I think Islam Makhachev, he has a much cleaner stand-up than Khabib Nurmagomedov. He has way cleaner hands. He outboxed Dustin Poirier. He outboxed Charles Oliveira. He outboxed Volkanovski in some points, which is insanity. All right, insanity. Dagestani's out here outboxing people. All right, they're evolving out here. I think Islam is just the evolved version of Khabib. Even though Islam doesn't have as much good top control, he doesn't have as much good of a wrestling domination type of fighting style. I think when he needs to wrestle, he can. All right, he might not always get the submission, but he can if he needs to. All right, Islam is just a more refined version of Khabib, in my opinion, and I think he's better. Okay, I think he's better than Khabib, and I think he's proven that with his resume. He's fought in way more tougher opponents than Khabib Nurmagomedov, way more well-rounded opponents than Khabib Nurmagomedov. But yeah, that's how I see this fight going down. I would probably have to say Islam by decision. All right, I would think Islam by decision. I don't think this one will end in a finish, but yeah, this would be a crazy fight. Imagine Islam versus Khabib. They just had a falling out, and then Khabib comes back for his belt. Imagine that. But yeah, this is one of those fights that would never happen. But we know. We don't know, but we don't know. But I think if I had to bet money on anybody in this matchup, I would probably take Islam by decision. Next fight on the list, Aljamain Sterling versus Merab. So we know these two butt buddies here. They both became friendly when in the bantamweight division. They should have fought each other a long time ago, but it never happened because they were friends and everybody hated them for it. Everybody was getting mad at Merab and Aljo. I think everybody was saying that Aljo was being friends with Merab because they believed that Merab would beat Aljo, and he was just befriending somebody so he wouldn't have to fight him, which I kind of agree with. Alright, I kind of agree with that. I think if this fight went down, I think Merab would have a Piotr Jan type of performance against Aljamain Sterling. Now, I'm not saying he would fight like Piotr Jan. I'm saying he would put the performance he did on Piotr Jan, that he would do that to Aljamain Sterling, because I don't think he would get Aljamain Sterling down very much. But if I think he would shoot 50-55 takedowns like he did against Piotr Jan and maybe get like 3. But I think he would just put a crazy pace on Aljo. Aljo doesn't even have that good of striking either. His striking just looks decent when he just took you down a lot. and he works you on the ground, so you're thinking of threat of the takedown. But I think It's crazy to say, but I think even Merab would do better in the stand-up than Aljamain Sterling. I think so. Because just the fact that he's shooting 50 takedowns, you never know what bro's going to do. He was giving Petr Yan PTSD. He put a crazy pace on... He puts a crazy pace on everybody he fights. Wrestlers, strikers, don't matter. Alright, Merab Dvalishvili, he is a machine. I'll give him that. Even though I don't like him, he is a machine. And personally, I think he would beat Aljamain Sterling. Also by decision, maybe 50-45, maybe 49-46. Maybe Aljo would take a round. Maybe the first or second round where he's the most strong. So maybe he would reverse a position on Merab or something like that. But over the course of 5 rounds, I think Merab Dvalishvili would just wear on Aljamain Sterling. Absolutely break him like he does to all his opponents. And yeah, just get the decision win over Aljo. The two butt buddies themselves, alright? But I don't want to talk about this boring matchup. Alright, let's get into the last matchup of the day. Nate Diaz versus Nick Diaz. Who do I think would win? Okay, but we're over here, we're talking about prime for prime. So even in the Khabib versus Islam, we're talking about prime v prime. We're not talking about old man Nate Diaz versus old man Nick Diaz. We're talking about prime Nick Diaz versus prime Nate Diaz. Alright, but I think that Nate Diaz would beat Nick Diaz because I feel like he just has better striking. Nate Diaz, he definitely has a better chin, alright? Nate definitely has a better chin than Nick. He can definitely eat more shots, but Nick Diaz just has better endurance, better striking. I even think better jiu-jitsu than Nick Diaz. And also, than Nate Diaz, sorry, but also, we also have to remember something. He has the big bro advantage, alright? If you guys have a big bro, alright? If you guys have a big bro, you know that automatically, since birth, big bro is 10 times stronger than you no matter what, okay? Big bro will always beat you just because he's big bro. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be playing Call of Duty. You can be fighting. You can be wrestling. You can be doing anything, but big bro is going to get the dub every time because it's just a cheat code to life over your little bros when you're big bro. You can just dominate your little brother in anything you want, and I think the case will still stand over here. I think Nick Diaz would absolutely put it I think it would be a crazy fight to watch because Nick and Nate Diaz have a very similar fighting style. They just throw like really flimsy punches and then out of nowhere they'll put 100% into a shot. They're like out of nowhere, and that's even worse because you're getting banged up constantly. They throw like 10 punch combos. I think Nick throws more clean combos than Nate, which is also another advantage I see. But even if it went to the ground, I think Nick Diaz has the advantage. And everything that Nate Diaz has been taught about MMA, he's learned it from his older brother, Nick Diaz. So I think this is a clear win for Nick Diaz. I don't think this one would be a finish either. I think all of these fights are going to decision. This one would definitely go to decision. Probably the closest decision on this list. Maybe a 48-47 Nick Diaz. Alright, that's what I believe. I think so. But let me know down in the comments below. What matchups did I miss? What are the forbidden matchups that will never happen in the UFC that you everybody would want to see if it did? Alright, fights like this that would literally impossibly not happen. Not like Khabib versus Tony Ferguson, not a curse fight. I'm gonna make a video about that too. But fights that will never happen. But leave a like, subscribe if you like content like this every single day, because I'm dropping shit like this every single day. But turn the notifications on, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one, man.